and welcome to my review of the Sons of Behemat range. This Gargant range, this Mega Gargant range, was released over a month ago on October the 17th. And let's not beat around the bush, let's address the elephant in the room, and that is the giant or Mega Gargant you see in front of you that is now Games Workshop's most expensive plastic miniature. It will set you back £120. It is questionable why it costs so much. I think it does fall in line with their new pricing. Technically, you can have an army of these, of three of them, for your £360. I would have preferred a cheaper giant. I'll just put it out there right away. If they had created 4 different variants and 2 different Mega Gargant kits, I would have preferred that. What you do get in the kit though is a highly detailed model, a decent instruction guide. You're getting 3 big sprues, like 3 full-size sprues, and like a half of a sprue. There's a lot of parts in this kit. Please do check out my review where I go through all the spare parts. You can build one of the 3 different variants: the War Stomper, the Kraken Eater, or the Gate Crusher. The round base it comes on is not as big as Archaon or Teclis, put it that way. It's a big model by all means, and again I've done some size comparisons with other models in the range, and while we're on that subject, let's do a size comparison right now. I've got Jacob here, so this is your normal infantry size model. I've even put Jacob on his base to illustrate that point when I'm battling about. But then I've also got Archaon right here, and that just gives you an idea. I mean, the giant technically is bigger than the dragon. I mean, in terms of like feet to head, and again technically his face is the height of Archaon. It's just the tail and the wings make Archaon such a bigger, more imposing miniature. One of the best GW have ever produced, in my humble opinion. But yeah, this release gave way to the Mega Gargant box set itself, you know, this £120 kit, and as I just previously mentioned, I would have preferred if they had 2 versions of this Mega Gargant kit, and each kit have 2 different variants of Mega Gargant. I would have liked to have seen 4 different Mega Gargants, and maybe that would have reduced the price down to £100. You know, £100 would have been a bit of an easier pill to swallow, rather than not only breaching the £100 price limit, but pushing past it a fair amount. You know, £120, you're not that far away from 150, which again is a considerable amount on just a single miniature. You know, this single miniature, £120. It's a lot of money. What they also did in a strange way is they paired up 2 Man Crusher Gargants, which were originally £40 each, and they put them in one box set for a little bit of a saving of £5. Luckily that kit is quite decent. There's got a lot of options, but it is an old kit, and it comes with the same legs and belly, but a load of heads and 2 different types of arms. So bear that in mind. If you can pick up one Man Crusher by itself, that would be advisable. I think the new Ogre Mortri Battle Force comes with one. But yeah, it was a way of Games Workshop pushing you to essentially almost pay double for a Gargant by bundling them in a box set of 2. It sounds like I'm complaining in this range review, but that's only because I wish that they had done more. There's so much more potential with this release. But the other elephant in the room is that Sons of Behemat Codex. Although it is 80 pages, which isn't that far off 100, I feel that it is lacking, but it follows the same suit as the Lumineth Realm Lords and the Gloomspite Gitz battle tomes, in that it has a painting guide for your flesh in there. It only contains, I think, the 4 sort of war scrolls for the 3 different variants of giant themselves and the Man Crusher giants. I wish that there were more. I wish that there were, you know, at least double. I'm getting similar vibes from it than the first ever Imperial Knight Codex that came out 6 years ago. Can you believe it? And in that codex, that was severely lacking. However, that only had the 64 pages, so very, very short on content. This is borderline short content, but it is 80 pages. It's almost at that 100-page mark. But again, for the money, I always am a strong believer that any of these codexes or books that are sub 100 shouldn't be sold at £25. I can't see how the production costs are the same for each codex or battle tome that they make when the content is less. If it's sub 100 pages, should be £20. If it's over, then, you know, even if it's 110 or 120, then yeah, it falls in that £25 category. Comparing it to 40k, both of the 40k codexes, the full ones, the Necrons and the Space Marines codex, have both been £30. That sort of sets a precedence for the rest of the 9th edition codexes. However, those codexes are worse, way worse than these Warhammer Age of Sigmar. That's one of the reasons why I'm getting into Age of Sigmar a bit more, because of what GW are doing with 40k and the corners that they're cutting and the lack of content that they're giving you for more money. But that's the point I wanted to make about them. Now, I've talked about the giant itself. I do think it's a fantastic model, even though it costs a giant's arm and a leg, but there's lots of customization for these. You've got the different heads. I am very tempted to pick up another one and turn it into that one right there, the Kraken Eater, just to go with my Gloomspike Gits. You can choose any of these 3 Mega Gargants to go with a destruction army, which is fantastic. This one I've kind of made for Chaos. It's got a, you know, Chaos symbols and things on the shields and armor plates. That's where they'll be mainly used for in the Slaves to Darkness army. But I've got options there of using the Man Crusher Gargants as Ale Guzzler Gargants for Gloomspike Gits, because yeah, they can just take a Gargant in their normal army list. And it's nice that they can take these Mega Gargants too. So I like the variety of their usage in other Age of Sigmar armies. If we just look at the detail on this Mega Gargant, you've got wrinkly skin, you've got toenails that are flayed, you've got ropes, you've got the beard, the sinew, the armor plates with the studs. You've got all these little extra bits and pieces that you can paint on its robe. You've even got a spear thing, and yeah, the Kraken Eater again has that arm slash tentacle, and it has the big club and the net. These things are and will be an absolute dream to paint. You'll have a lot of fun. So yes, they are expensive, but they're not too difficult to put together, as you saw in my live stream, and they will take you a while to paint, but they'll be worth it in the end, and they'll give you a fantastic sense of fulfillment once you've built one and you know, fully painted it. The other models, which are a bit old now, these Man Crusher Gargants, you know, the detail is lacking in some places. They don't go together very well. I've hung a cow on the back of mine, but you do have some options in terms of weapons and heads. It's just a shame that the legs are in the same pose, and the belly chest area is and the legs and the chest belly area are all the same for both of them. I would have liked to have seen some kind of refresh, you know, because these are getting on a bit. But there you go. That's my kind of sort of full range review. I always like to do these range reviews once I've finished a range. I will get a Kraken Eater at some point, but it will be so far into the future, once the Gloomspike Gits are finished, most likely, that by then this video won't be as relevant as releasing it you know, a month later. What do you guys think of the Sons of Behemat? Do you think Games Workshop could have done a bit more with this giant release? They did hype it up a fair amount. Do you own a Sons of Behemat army, and are you extremely pleased with it? Have you played any games? If you've managed to play any games with it over this period, please do put your thoughts and opinions down below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. V5 Fo Fum.